My girlfriend declared, "My ex is coming to our party. Be cool or it's over." I replied, "I'll be very cool." Then I greeted him at the door, shook his hand and said, "She's all yours, man. I was just leaving." Her party ended the moment I walked out. The doorbell rang at 9:07 p.m. Karen's hand gripped my arm, hard, nails digging in. "Remember what I said, be cool or it's over." The room glowed amber from my smart lighting system. Aura, custom installation, 3 months of programming, music low, curated playlist, timed transitions, laughter soft from 30 guests. The air smelled like expensive tequila and lime. Catering I'd paid for, bar I'd stocked, party I'd spent weeks planning. Our housewarming party, our celebration, our apartment, until now. I opened the door. Julian stood there, the ex, the one she was totally over, the one she never thought about anymore, the one whose name still came up every few weeks with some casual, dismissive comment. He smiled, sheepish but confident, knew exactly where he stood. "Hey man, I'm Julian." I smiled back, calm, cold, clear. "Julian, great to finally meet you. She's all yours, man." Then I stepped past him, grabbed my jacket from the hook, and walked out. The door closed behind me. Soft click, final, and her perfect party ended the moment I disappeared into the night. 3 days earlier, she'd dropped it casually. Tuesday night, we were on the couch. I was reviewing blueprints for a client project. She was scrolling Instagram. "Julian's back in town," she said, voice light, deliberately light. "I ran into him at Whole Foods. Invited him Friday." I looked up from my papers. "You invited your ex to our housewarming party? Don't be dramatic. We're friends now, adults. He wants to see the place, see what I've been up to. It's no big deal. It's our party, Karen. For us, for our friends, not for your ex-boyfriend to inspect where you live now." She sighed, heavy, annoyed, like I was being difficult. "He's coming, period. Don't make it weird. Be cool or it's over." That was the line, the threat, the ultimatum. Not a request, not a discussion, a threat. Be cool or it's over. I remember her face, daring me to object, daring me to fight, waiting for me to argue so she could escalate, so she could make me the villain, the jealous boyfriend, the insecure one. I didn't argue, didn't raise my voice, didn't give her what she wanted. I just said, quietly, "You're right, I'll be very cool." She smiled, satisfied, victorious, went back to her phone. She thought she'd won, thought I'd accepted it, thought I'd play along. She was wrong. Friday came, the day, the party, the test. The apartment looked incredible. I'd spent all day preparing, the smart lighting shifting through golds and deep blues, playlists cued to the minute, jazz for arrivals, indie for mingling, upbeat for peak energy, Aura's digital art panels glowing with slow, pulsing abstract landscapes I'd programmed myself, catering from that Italian place Karen loved, bar stocked with top-shelf everything, glasses arranged, ice ready, flowers on every surface, 30 guests arriving between 7 and 9, friends, colleagues, Karen's book club, my former co-workers. Karen floated around in a red dress, the one she'd shown me photos of from 3 years ago. "This is the dress that made him crazy," she'd said once, laughing. "He couldn't handle it." I remembered that comment, filed it away. She wore it tonight. For him, not for me, for Julian. I played my part. Perfect host, polite, gracious, controlled, shaking hands, making introductions, keeping glasses filled, keeping conversations flowing. When the doorbell rang at 9:07, exactly when she'd told him to arrive, I noticed she looked at me, warning in her eyes, testing me. "Be cool." I opened the door, shook his hand, and ended everything. The fallout was instant, immediate, explosive. I walked to my car, parked 2 blocks away, sat in the driver's seat, engine off, lights off, just breathing. My phone started buzzing, nonstop. "Get back here now." "What the fuck are you doing? You're ruining everything. Everyone's asking where you went. This is so embarrassing. Alex, I swear to God." I didn't answer, didn't read past the first few, just watched the notifications pile up. Then I opened my laptop, connected to the building's Wi-Fi, opened the Aura app, the custom smart home system I'd spent 3 months building and installing. Lighting, music, climate, security cameras, all controlled through one interface, all programmed by me, all requiring my authentication. I sat there for 5 minutes, thinking, considering, deciding. Then I opened the terminal window. One command, one line of code, system shutdown, enter. Inside the apartment, I could see it through the security camera feeds on my phone. The music cut mid-beat, just stopped. Silence. The lights flashed once, twice, then shifted from warm amber to harsh, clinical white. All 32 smart bulbs, simultaneously, blinding. The digital art panels went black, just black screens. 30 people stood blinking in a suddenly bright, silent, dead apartment. Confused, uncomfortable, the vibe completely destroyed. My phone buzzed. "Ben, my best friend. Dude, what happened? Everyone's leaving." Then Karen, calling now, not texting, calling over and over. I watched the screen light up, let it ring, watched it go to voicemail. She called again. Finally, I answered. "Turn it back on, Alex, right now. This isn't funny. I'm not laughing. You're humiliating me. Everyone's leaving. Turn the system back on." "No, Alex, I'm serious. Stop being childish. Come back, fix this. You told me to be cool or it's over," I said, voice flat, calm. I chose over. Then I hung up, blocked her number, turned off my phone, drove to Ben's place. By Monday, reality had set in for her. The party was over. The guests had left. Julian had left. Fast, according to Ben, who'd stayed to watch. The apartment was a disaster, and I wasn't coming back. She texted from a different number, her friend Melissa's phone. "We need to talk. I live here too. You can't just kick me out. I'm staying. This is my home," I replied once. Check the lease. Because that was the thing. The detail she'd forgotten. The leverage she didn't have. The lease was in my name. Only my name. She'd moved in 6 months ago. Just temporarily, she'd said. Until I find my own place. Never contributed to rent. Barely contributed to utilities. Stayed because it was convenient. When she tried to lock me out, changed the door code, which was adorable since I had master admin access to everything, I called my building manager. He laughed. Actually laughed. Nice try. She's not on the lease. She has no legal right to change anything. Can you reset it? Already done. I didn't yell. Didn't threaten. Didn't engage in drama. I hired a process server. Legal eviction notice. 30-day notice to vacate. Clean. Professional. Legally binding. A week later, I came back. Not alone. With 2 police officers. Requested escort. Completely legal. And my friends, Ben and Will, to help move my things. She opened the door in my bathrobe. My expensive bathrobe. The cashmere one I'd bought in Japan. Behind her on my couch, sitting in my living room, drinking my whiskey, Julian, shirtless, smirking. "You can't just barge in here," she shrieked, voice high, panicked. "This is harassment. I'll call the police." One of the officers, Officer Rodriguez, according to his badge, sighed, tired. "Ma'am, he's the legal tenant. You're not on the lease. He has every right to be here. You don't have the right to exclude him." Julian stood up, puffing his chest, trying to look intimidating. "This is our place now. She told me. You need to leave, bro." I met his eyes, calm, direct. "Is your name on the lease?" Silence. That's what I thought. I looked at Officer Rodriguez. "I'm just here to collect my property, my electronics, my equipment, things that belong to me. That's within your rights, sir." I walked past them, straight to my office, unplugged my server rack, $15,000 worth of equipment, my espresso machine, $3,000, my vinyl collection, my gaming PC, top shelf liquor from the bar, my things, my property. Packed it all methodically, carefully. Ben and Will helped carry it to the truck we'd rented. Karen watched me, shaking, furious, helpless. "You're petty, Alex. You're stealing. This is theft." I held up the 30-day eviction notice. "No, I'm enforcing boundaries. I'm removing my property from a space you'll be vacating in 23 days. Officer Rodriguez nodded, approved, and then I left her standing in a dead silent apartment. No music system, no smart lighting, no Wi-Fi. I'd canceled the account that morning. No coffee machine, no entertainment, no audience, just her and Julian in an empty shell. She refused to move. Of course she did. Refused to vacate. Refused to acknowledge the eviction notice. So I filed for formal eviction. Court process, lawyers, paperwork, documentation, photos, lease agreements, communication logs, her texts, her threats, her refusal to leave. All documented, all submitted. It took 6 weeks. 6 weeks of court dates and continuances, and her lawyer trying to claim tenants' rights she didn't have. When the sheriff finally came with the eviction order, when they physically removed her from the apartment, she screamed, sobbed on the floor, dramatic, theatrical. Julian was long gone by then. Disappeared 2 weeks into the process when reality set in. The apartment was destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. Gouged hardwood floors, keyed with something sharp. Smashed TV screen. Wine poured on the couch. Furniture broken. Walls damaged. She'd left a note on the kitchen counter. Handwritten. Angry. "Hope it was worth it, psycho. You ruined my life, so I ruined yours. Enjoy your empty apartment." I took photos. Documented everything. Handed the note to my lawyer. He smiled. Actually smiled. "This is perfect. This is admission of intentional damage. This makes the civil case very easy." 3 months later, I stood in small claims court. Maximum damages case. $10,000 limit. Karen showed up in a conservative dress. Hair pulled back, trying to look sympathetic, trying to cry, playing the victim. The judge, Judge Martinez, stern woman in her 60s, read through the documentation, the photos, the repair estimates, the note. Then she read the note aloud, in court, for the record. "I ruined your sanctuary," Judge Martinez repeated, voice flat. "You ruined my life, so I ruined yours. Ms. Patterson, you wrote this?" Silence. Karen's lawyer touched her arm. She nodded, small nod. "Yes, but nothing. You admit to intentionally damaging the property?" "I was emotional. He kicked me out. He legally evicted you after you refused to vacate. That's not being kicked out. That's enforcement of property rights." Judge Martinez looked at the damage estimates. Floors, walls, furniture, electronics. Total damages estimated at $8,750. She looked at Karen. "I'm awarding the plaintiff the full amount, $10,000, plus court costs, plus wage garnishment to ensure payment. You'll be paying $400 per month until this debt is satisfied." Karen's face fell, collapsed. The tears were real now. My face didn't change, didn't smile, didn't gloat, just accepted the judgment with a nod. When it was over, I gathered my papers, thanked my lawyer, nodded to Judge Martinez, and walked out. Outside the courthouse, the sun was bright, the air was clean. Fall afternoon, cool and clear. I turned my phone back on, had kept it off during proceedings. One missed call from her mother, Mrs. Patterson, probably calling to yell at me, to tell me I'd destroyed her daughter's life, to call me cruel. I deleted it without listening. Then I slipped my hands in my pockets and kept walking.